All right, I've got a quick question. Is anybody out there ready to stay? You know what I've felt over the past few months, and it just feels great? I've felt hope. And the interesting thing about hope is it's deeply connected to faith. It took a few people believing in this to get us started. And then it took a few more people believing in the incredible team we built to get even further. And now, here we are, with just a little bit further to go. So very early this year, I shared with some of you, and then more of you, a very simple message of why I decided to run for mayor. I want you to stay. That's it. That's the simple formula. I want it to be easier for all of us to be in this city we love, or ever loved. And it can be. It takes using the things we love about Nashville to invest just a little bit more in ourselves. Over a year ago, what I started hearing at the very beginning was some people saying, I think you'd be great, but you can't raise the money. I think you'd be great at mayor. You'd be a great mayor, but you can't win. No, this is the interesting part. They were right. I couldn't, but we could. And I think it's important to honor that, because what we built was a team, and that's where we go from here. Think about what we accomplished over the past year, and what so many of you all who are here tonight accomplished. 250, more than 250 people came out to volunteer their time to this campaign, and they volunteered more than 1,000 hours to help us reach voters that others were reaching only through the power of millions of dollars on television. And that passion and those hours are worth more than any dollar. But more than 2,000 of you, from $3 up to larger amounts, came in to support this effort with your treasure and help us build a team to be competitive on the ground, but also on screens. And I am so grateful. So it took a lot of faith and that work to show people what we knew was possible. But the surprise was always that this wasn't about me. It was about what we could achieve together. And tonight, we have to keep in mind, we have to be clear, we didn't win yet. It was election day, but there is a runoff. Tonight's success is not the change we seek, only a better chance to make that change. So we have to go out and share the hope and faith that we've had all along with people who believed in something just a little bit different. But the good news is we all believed in something better together. If you supported a different candidate tonight, you know they were out there doing what they believed would be better. And that's what we'll all hang on to over the next several weeks. This race was about us declaring once and for all that we wanted, and say it with me if you know it, Mooreville, Las Vegas. Yeah, some of you have the signs. It's been 8 years since we had a clear choice with an incumbent mayor on the ballot for Nashville. And I am proud and honored to have been the top choice of voters in the general election. Yeah! And now, as we together look forward to a runoff election, the choice is even clearer. Tomorrow, the contest for the future of Nashville continues. If we're going to win next month, we're going to have to do it the way we won tonight. My upcoming opponent and I agree about a number of the problems that Nashville faces right now, but our approaches to fixing them couldn't be further apart. Public safety will be a major priority of an O'Connell administration because government's first priority has to be the safety of its citizens. But I don't plan to stand up here to try to earn your votes by striking fear into your hearts. On the screen behind us, you're not going to see violent imagery of riots in other cities. Because we know tonight, and even those other people at other celebrations tonight, Nashville's best next steps are born out of hope, not fear. And with me, you'll have certainty about our priorities. You'll have confidence that we'll get meaningful transit improvement and safer streets. You'll have confidence that I will roll up my sleeves, often personally, and get the job done. But also build strong partnerships to get it done better. You'll have confidence that I want Metro, our local government, to be working for you, for us. I remember the first time I heard from someone that was considering leaving Nashville, just within the past couple of years. They didn't see Nashville's shared values in our leadership, and then it kept happening. I heard someone who didn't feel like they could be themselves safely in this city anymore. I heard from people who were having a hard time finding a home they could afford. And I've heard from plenty of people whose commutes have gotten too long. And my message is the same as it was months and months ago. I want you to stay. I want us all to live in a community where we can trust our government to provide reliable basic services like trash and recycling. Where stormwater doesn't flood our streets when it rains like it did today. And when the sun comes out again, those streets are safe enough to walk and bike down. I want you to stay. If you long for a neighborhood with great schools, parks, libraries, we can build that Nashville together. I want you to be able to know your neighbors instead of greeting an endless supply of bachelorettes, and I want you to stay. To those of you with kids raising families who need to know your child has a great teacher in the classroom and before and after care to support you, our family is fighting for those things right now too. I want you to stay. So tonight, we start a new conversation and think about that starting point. We have a great chief of police. I worked with him personally when he was commander of Central Precinct in the Metro Council district I live in. And I look forward to being a great partner to him in a broad focus on safety. We also have potential to build an East Bank that's based on a vision for us, but also the other 500 square miles of this city. And that matters. We also have a budget built with and for a mayor who will be ready on day one to continue using the power of its investments to make it easier to stay. And that brings me back to hope. I don't want to do this alone. I can't. We have to do it together. We're going to be changing and growing our team over the next few weeks. We're going to need all of you who have volunteered your time or offered your treasure to redouble your efforts and bring a friend. Because tonight we all know the truth. We can win. I like that chant. And we can build together the Nashville we all want and know is possible. This is our moment to open doors of opportunities for our kids, all of them, to keep our homes affordable for seniors, but also for people just starting their careers. And to make Nashville the place you want to stay and then can stay. I want you to stay.